Pull out your dicks, get ready to fap. It's time for your favorite show, The Grease Trap. Pull out your dicks, get ready to fap. It's time for your favorite show, Grease Trap.
Hey everyone, welcome to Grease Trap.
Hi.
It's time for more greasy, trappy fun.
What it do, what it do?
Yeah, what it do?
Dude, I love that drop. That's probably my favorite drop that I have. I've got some good ones here. I need way more.
I need to fucking, my board just still has the fucking, the cut, like the ones that came with it.
I could probably just send you the files or whatever. Like we have some of the same equipment. Like you've got a Stream Deck over there.
Yeah, I got a Stream Deck as well.
I've got the classic. That's so necessary to have.
But I was thinking to get rid of these. I don't need too many. So I was thinking about just getting rid of the fucking, all this shit that's on here now.
Oh, yeah, you can replace those too. It's just harder to, like, with the Stream Deck, it's easy to tell which one I'm pushing.
Yeah.
I'd buy that for $1.
That's a good one to have. I mean, you got to have that.
I want a Trump wrong one. I want to be able to summon up the wrong.
I didn't want just the wrong one because everybody's got a wrong drop. It's like, you know,
there's a reason everyone has a wrong drop because you always want it.
I know, but
especially for me because you guys are wrong a lot. You know,
you walk the path of the masses, and I walk the lonely road of the individual.
Wrong. See, I could have dropped it right there. Wrong.
Here's my Trump drop.
One of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water.
See, that has way less applications.
It does. But when I have it, it's way funnier than just a wrong.
That's true. That is fair. Like if you actually do come across a situation where that drop works, it is going to be funnier. That's true.
And it does. I've got the classic.
Please clap.
You got to have that.
Please clap.
I've got this one, which I don't use. I should probably use on this show more because it really applies more to this show than Ideology, but I don't use it very often at all.
No vanilla. Hold it there. Vanilla.
Vanilla, no.
Chris Kattan freaking out at Vanilla.
I've got a question for you, dude.
What's that?
Are you mad?
Are you mad?
You nuts?
Are you nuts?
Let me ask you something. Are you mad?
I can't go around Dr. Phil.
Man, Dr. Phil just dragged. It's just the conversation just screeched to a halt. What the fuck? Why is Dr.
I really do want you to consider one more thing.
What is that, Dr. Phil?
I want you to consider this.
What do you want me to consider? No,
I didn't do anything wrong.
I didn't do anything wrong, man.
Okay.
That's all I want you to consider. TJ, are you mad?
Quit being mad and just love me again.
Okay.
Dude, Dr. Phil has an extensive soundboard.
Dr. Phil is fucking, I don't even know.
Dude, if you want to be hip with the kids, there's one drop you need, TJ.
Bruh.
Blah.
You got to have that. When you see a bruh moment, you have to be able to call it out with the and that's the original bruh.
Bruh.
Bruh. Bruh.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Yeah.
What about this, Paul? I have some. Look, this is Michael Jackson grunts.
Dude, yeah. Michael Jackson was awesome.
Oh, dude, it's beautiful.
You know what I was watching the other day?
What's that?
I'd forgotten that this happened, but you remember that song, All I Want to Say Is That They Don't Really Care About Us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he did like 10 music videos for that in different areas where people were oppressed. Like he went to like South America and did one in Brazil. He did one in a prison. And I like was watching all those and I was like, dude, Michael Jackson was a fucking badass. And that song is also like super fucking prescient too. Like if you actually listen to it, like it crescendos in some pretty fucking poignant moments. Like if Lyndon Johnson was living, he wouldn't let this be. You know, if Martin Luther was living, he wouldn't let this be. It's, you know, Michael Jackson knew what was going on. He also might have been doing some horrible things, but
But he knew what was going on. God damn it.
He saw, dude.
Hey, you guys want to see Joe Biden riding around on a bike?
Yeah. I want to ride my bicycle.
Bicycle. Bicycle.
I love to ride my bicycle. Bicycle.
Oh shit! Let's kill our cams.
Yeah, kill your cams for a second.
Kill
It's a
your
video.
fucking cams. We're still on Fox News.
President, have you picked a running mate yet? Yeah, I have. You have? Who is it? Who is it? You.
It's you.
Old Joe.
No, dude, Joe actually, he should do all of his appearances in drive-by bikings now.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because for one thing, it makes him look like, hey, how could that guy be fucking old and infirm? He's riding a bicycle.
That's
And
what-
second
that's
of all,
exactly what this
it
is, dude.
ensures that his answers are glib and quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Biden can do the debate on bike. He can go
Yeah.
by every time Trump says something. He's wrong.
Biden just
I
does
will
another
be,
lap.
Appearing from now on in drive-by bikings. So that my dementia-addled nonsense sounds like a witty quip as I whisk by athletically.
It's beautiful.
I will have to. I do give him credit for this. I don't think Trump could actually survive on a bicycle.
No, if imagine Trump trying to ride a fucking bicycle, dude.
Awkward shit, dude. Trump would look like a fucking 5-year-old that's
He
never
can't-
ridden a bike before. Oh, but this bike is it's all over the place. Oh, what's oh no! Like Trump's
I can almost guarantee you that Donald Trump has probably not ridden a bike since he was a little kid, and the bike that he rode was probably some super expensive like touring bike
the
that
top bike.
yeah.
It's a top bike.
Dude, his big ass on a bike now would end in a hilarious and probably tragically injurious fall for him. He would face plant so fucking hard if he tried to take off on a bike.
That's barely walk down the
Joe Biden
stage.
have a win here because all he's got to do is, you know how the candidates walk in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Debates. So they'll introduce Trump first because he's the president. So the president of the United States, Donald Trump, and Trump waddles like with his head all forward and his ass all out like he does. He waddles to the podium looking all dementia-addled. And then and the challenger, former senator from Illinois and former vice president Joe Biden. And Joe just like rides in on a mountain bike and skids to a stop just short of Trump.
Dude, you know what? Not only that, there should be someone that comes out a moment before and just like sets some dust and shit, like and dirt right in front of where Trump is, and then Trump's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And then Biden fucking comes out, dust kicks up into Trump's face. What the hell?
Oh my God!
Biden takes off his sunglasses.
I know what I'm doing right now is engaging in a little bit of absurdism, but if this like we've reached a point in history where absurdism would actually work. If Joe Biden did that, came to a fucking debate, not dressed in the normal tux and shit, but all like in the fucking spandex touring fucking bike rider helmet with the spandex shorts and the jersey with the number on it and Joe on the back or whatever, on a big expensive mountain bike, and he just skidded to a stop and threw a cloud of fucking dust in Trump's face and then put the kickstand down and just left his bike and walked up to the podium, took his sunglasses off, and then just left his helmet on and everything and just stood there. Trump's entire fucking prep would go out the window, whatever little bit.
Every bit of it would just be like, whoop.
Yep. And Joe would dominate him. Even if he stuttered and stumbled and made barely any sense.
Dude, Joe Biden needs to do shit like that. He needs to come out and be like, "Look, Donald, fuck this debate. Let's do a push-up contest."
Yep. He should do that. He should offer Donald. He should say, "Hey, Donald, want to take it for a spin? There's a good stretch of tarmac right out and back on the loading dock here. We can take some of these cameras and you can take this for a spin. I know the American people would love to see you ride a bicycle, Donald." You know what I mean? Just never let it up. Never let it go. Constantly like, "Hey, you want to do some jumping jacks, Donald? Here, I'll do 10 and you do 10. That seems fair, right?" I mean,
until somebody stops.
You know, Trump's going to go to the dementia shit. He's going to try and fucking fire the first salvo on that. So when he does, Biden just goes, "All right, man, we're talking about fitness, right? I tell you what, Mr. Trump, Here we go. As a show of good faith, I'll start 10 push-ups, and Joe just falls down and does 10 real good military push-ups, stands up, shakes his hand and goes, Mr. President, if you can also do 10 push-ups, then I'll consider this matter of the fitness of us for this presidency decided, sir. I'll wait for you.
Ain't no way, dude. Trump
I don't know if Biden.
I doubt, dude.
Do you think Biden can
do push-ups? Well, why won't you?
I'm gonna TJ. If you don't want to share this, dude, let me fucking share a picture of fucking the Trump physique, dude.
All right,
it is fucking pitiful.
Look, Trump looks like me in the mirror, but he's 70. I've seen.
Dude, there's a great picture with him and Brett Favre, dude, where you can see like how. Oh yeah, I gotta pull that one.
The only difference between Trump and me is I have no ass, and Trump's got like 2 extra helpings of ass.
That's true. What I mean? Yeah, he does.
But body wise, he's built all dumpy and like foldy and bulgy like me. He's built just like I am.
Dumpy, foldy, bulgy Trump.
He really is, dude. He's got big old man titties, but not like giant ones, but just like the ones that kind of like drape over the stomach fat, like that I've got. And then he's got the big round belly that I've got. He's just a big dumpy fuck, dude.
Sure.
Walks with his ass out like a duck.
So this is like a fucking. I want to show this one first because it's actually more of a PR one if you actually look at it. But like you see here, like dude, he's trying to hide that nut.
Is
he flexing his neck, dude?
Yeah, he is. He's straining his neck because it pulls the skin of his nuts so he doesn't have the big pussy flaps hanging down.
Makes me uncomfortable.
And I got to tell you, dude, if this was released by the Trump campaign or someone adjacent to it, it's been touched up. Trump has been shaped digitally and slimmed down. Guaranteed.
And
he's still like, you can like look at here, guys. Listen, I know Photoshops. I know digital photo altering, and let me tell you, from the pixels alone, I can tell you that this is a digitally altered photo. In several different ways. Trump's shoulder span has been reduced. His arms have been reduced in comparison to his the guy standing next to him.
Yeah, his man titties are not as evident.
Yep, his man titties have been shrunk.
Look, Trump actually looks like he's in halfway decent shape with this.
Yeah, his stomach has been fucking squeezed in on the sides. The Dunlap over the belt has been reduced. The whole nine, the whole fucking thing has been digitally altered to make Trump look like he's in way better shape than he is. If you find a more candid picture of Trump,
yeah, I will.
Recently, you'll get an idea. You'll get a better idea of his physique. The dude is fat as fuck.
So that's like a PR photo. So it's still kind of disturbing looking, but like Trump still kind of looks human.
Yeah, but I can guarantee you all the things.
There's another one with him golfing. Oh yeah, you guys are gonna like. Oh my fucking god, dude!
We've got an actual picture of him out there on the golf.
Okay, you guys just tell me if you think it's the same dude.
Oh yeah,
same guy.
Same guy. Definitely the same. Definitely the same guy that's standing out there.
He definitely does store way more of his fat in his ass, dude.
Yeah, but
he's like a pear-shaped dude.
Yep.
He gets scrawny up top, and then the fucking lower you go, the fatter it gets.
He's got a bunch of arm fat here. You just can't tell because he's got this big old shirt on. Like, look at his gut. I mean, we just saw a photo of that. Like, his gut was not like that. Like he's just bulbous in this section here.
Yeah, he's very odd.
Yeah, and then look at it here. Like, so it's like it's really it's also an angles thing too. It's like Trump kind of uses like the MySpace angles. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So it's also a matter of that as well. So yeah, look at those man titties. I mean, Trump got some big old fat man titties. You see like the nipple right there even popping out.
Yeah, he's got some. I can't really talk, but you can tell he's got some pepperoni nips. I know for sure he does because I've got myself some pepperoni nips too.
Shit, dude. It takes one to know one.
Dude, you gotta look, dude. Some people got the Ronies, and I've got a pair of Ronies, and I know I can instantly look at a dude on a brisk day and tell who's got the Ronies and who don't. I'm trying to remember what TJ's nipples look like. I always try and avert my eyes because you never stare into the eyes of Segmento because he can dominate you. Do you have pepperonis, TJ?
No. They're more like weird. They're like inverted.
I don't mean to demean you, but can I see a nip real quick? Could you flash me a nip?
They're like inverted nipples for the most part, although sometimes they
No, I know that.
Like, I don't know.
I'm talking about areola wise.
They're not really all that different in skin tone from the rest of the fucking skin around them. I don't know.
So you've got more just like yeah, you've got like
this one's actually sticking out.
Yeah. You must be a little chilly in the house there, TJ.
Yeah.
A little brisk.
So I don't know, is that pepperoni? If it is, it's like turkey pepperoni.
Yeah, it's like turkey pepperoni nipples.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got full like look, here, dude, I'm not above showing. Like, look. You can see mine.
This is the hottest episode of DFF yet.
So like I've got like the full like that's definitely like if that was a pepperoni on your pizza right there, would you be disappointed in the size of the pepperoni?
I mean, it's not as big as a pepperoni.
You're probably right.
It's a little smaller.
So
but I guess it
pepperoni nipples too.
Yeah, I guess it could be a pepperoni though.
As illuminating as this discussion is, I do think we had to be fair to Trump. I think we need to show Trump's one last picture of him, and this is Trump shirtless.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
Oh well, we were wrong.
Take it all back. Yeah, I was
never mind.
The bulging for fat, and it was
actually.
I thought. I mean, like when I see it, when seeing this shirt off, you kind of just see like, oh, okay, it's actually what I thought was like a frumpy fat body is actually.
The body of
enormously muscular and perfect in every way.
I feel horrible. I feel that I've treated my great president unfairly, and I'm sorry, Mr. Trump.
Oh, dude, Trump apparently is announcing major news in fucking 10 minutes, dude.
Oh, major news? What is it gonna be?
I don't know.
What could it be? Where are you seeing this?
On his Twitter. I'm seeing it on his Twitter. I mean, obviously,
So he has been like threatening that he's going to do some big executive order shit if Congress can't stop this deadlock over the stimulus package.
So it says sleepy Joe Biden just agreed with the radical left Democrats to raise taxes by $3 trillion. Everyone will pay. We'll kill your stocks, 401ks, and the economy. Big crash, MAGA.
So he's calling the crash now that he's done everything to precipitate, by the way. Because when it happens, he can look back on his statements and go like, see, I saw the crash coming. It's like, no. You were driving the plane when the crash happened, dipshit.
Major news conference in 10 minutes, y'all. 10 minutes.
Well, I got to tell you, like, if he says there was a major news conference in 10 minutes, it'll probably be 45 minutes before it starts.
Probably.
No, he's actually really fond of calling these things and making the press sit there and wait for him.
Yeah,
like people, there've been like leaks from inside the White House that say that he does this purposefully. Like he'll call the time and then he'll show up 45 minutes late to it. He loves making the press sit there and murmur to themselves and wasting their time and blah 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 blah. He gets off on it. So. It would be cool if he was like more like an actual president and less like a petulant 6-year-old. We might like be able to do like a oh shit live on the fucking grease trap. It's President Trump, because we just vamp for another 10 minutes and then he'd be on, But no, an hour before anybody sees any President Trump, if they do at all. I mean, like he might just float that tweet and then nothing happens. That's
Mr. President, you tweeted 3 days ago that in 10 minutes you were going to have some big news.
We're getting
I forgot. I started watching TV.
There was big news. DACA, the deep state,
whatever, he'll make that'll be his excuse.
Yeah. What do you mean? I told that there was going to be big news and there was big news. The explosion incident, many people dead.
Many people dead. Dead.
I love when he says dead. He says dead like dead.
Dead. Dead.
D-E-D, dead.
Many people dead. or hurt very badly.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what Trump would say. Oh, God, dude.
It's not a good thing. It's very, very bad. Very bad there.
I'm just glad in this time of political turmoil and crisis that our country has come together to pass meaningful legislation to help those affected, such as the billionaire class. I just want to say that I'm so glad. I'm so glad that Jeff Bezos is richer. I'm so glad that Elon Musk much richer now. I'm glad these billionaires, the job creators, the ones that are looking out for us, have been taken care of, and us, the people, have been left to fend for ourselves. But you know what? That's okay, because as long as those bastions of capitalism, as long as they thrive, and as long as they're doing okay, then I'm all right. And I just want to applaud this Congress for doing a great job for those guys. For us, not so much.
Oh, no, don't do it.
Oh, dude.
It's hard out here for a mouse.
No, it's not.
It actually is hard for a Mickey. TJ, did you hear about Disney first quarterly loss in 20 years? TJ, you should be empathetic.
Scotty, no. Don't mention it.
Mickey, I only mentioned it not to criticize you, but to say that you need more support from our government immediately.
Exactly. TJ, your flippant disregard of my need is only piling on to my pain at a time when I'm really having to tighten my mousy belt loops.
Oh, you poor
Where's
mouse.
the Disney bailout, TJ? When is it coming?
You poor little mouse.
You know how much joy that this mouse has brought to people all over the world, TJ?
Hell yeah.
Everything to do so. Even though, TJ, they said a pandemic could beat Disney. It can't, TJ. They reopened the parks. Was it spread disease? Probably. But it's also spread joy, TJ. And what's more important?
What's more important? I ask you, what's more important?
I don't know how I became a 1930s gangster. What's more important? TJ?
Look at me, TJ.
Yeah.
They can't even afford to draw me in full resolution anymore.
Oh, shit. No.
Damn. Mickey, I'm sorry.
What have we done?
I become Pixel Mickey.
Oh, no.
Oh, let me tell you something, TJ.
Yeah, tell me.
I don't mean to bother another man with my troubles, but times is tough over here at the old Disney company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I can't
hard.
remember. I can't remember the last time I had an opulent cheese spread. It must have been like something like this morning or something.
God, I'm sorry.
Oh, God, no.
Not Mickey.
Poor Mickey, dude. Help out a mouse. You know, I know we have our fun. We might pick fun at Mickey here and there, but it's all love over here, man.
There's a real tight squeeze going on. We've got some new artists to represent me, and as you can see, they don't quite capture me anymore. But that's okay. Everybody's got to make sacrifices.
So, Mickey,
tough time.
TJ, listen to this, TJ.
Mickey, you got to do this, dude. Mickey, you got to do this. This would be popular.
What is it? Read it to me, TJ. I can't see with my new inverted eyes.
X-Men, the animated series revival talks have happened at Disney.
Allegedly.
Yeah, you should do that, Mickey. That sounds pretty dope.
Now, TJ, you've been very critical of Disney, I think, a number of times.
Not really.
I want to drop some knowledge on you. Right now, Walt Disney said revenue last quarter was only $11.87 billion, lower than expected, and down 42% from the year before, with the theme park division taking a $3.5 billion hit.
Oh, forget about that, Scotty. That's just naysaying from the liberal media.
But that's what your company said, Mickey.
That's naysaying. We own the liberal media, duh.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't.
Naysaying from the liberal media. And TJ,
Yeah.
I want to thank you first for your interest in the Disney property that is the X-Men. And I'm willing right here on the Grease Trap to give you an exclusive. There will be a revival of the X-Men animated show.
Cool.
It'll be done in that Japanese chibi style where everybody's little kids.
Yeah.
wootsy Wolverine? A adorable rogue? Imagine
Mickey.
Professor X's tiny little wheelchair. It's going to be the cutest, sassiest revival you ever saw. Coming soon to Disney Plus.
Okay.
Sucks.
God damn it, Mickey. Why are you doing this? Why
What?
have you done this?
Goddamn what? You just said you wanted it. I'm giving you what you want, TJ.
Okay. You know what? Fair enough. I can't wait.
TJ?
I can't wait to see Chibi X-Men, dude.
Stop whining.
You asked.
Stop whining, TJ. Just accept
All right.
it,
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
accepted it. I'm down with it,
All right. As long as you accept it fully.
Yeah.
And you'll
Without
watch,
reservation.
Yep.
and you'll watch it, right, TJ?
Oh, hell yeah. I can't wait to see
And
X.
you'll tell everybody how good it is, won't you?
Oh, yes.
And you'll buy some more of that Disney stock, even though people are saying that the company's not doing well, won't you?
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay.
You know it,
thanks.
Mickey. You know it, man. I got to make sure you can get your cheese tray.
Thanks, TJ.
You're welcome. Poor Mickey, man.
Dude.
It's falling on
Mickey's
hard times.
He's just a mouse trying to get ahead in the world, man.
Oh, hey, Paul.
Trying to-
You fucking missed Mickey again, dude.
I never miss Mickey. He just takes control of my mic was muted the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
He takes over my space. Like he apparently just doesn't like, which is even worse. Like at least he deigns you two worthy to talk to. Apparently he's like,
I could just get rid of the stupid fat bearded one.
Yeah. That
this is
sucks.
such a poor imitation, but
Whatever.
I can hear
dude.
what he's saying, but I can never.
Yeah, I mean,
Mickey, obviously.
what are you going to do, right?
I don't know, Paul. We don't know what you do behind the scenes. Maybe you're making some deals with Mickey. Nobody knows, huh?
Nobody
come on,
fucking knows, eh?
Yeah, we don't know, Paul.
At a time like this, when Mickey is terrorizing our show, do we really need to start pointing the fucking finger of paranoid blame?
I've
at
just
one
never
another?
seen him. He's never taken over me or TJ's slot, Paul. It's almost like you're inviting Mickey. I don't know. Suspicious, Paul. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I have no evidence. I have no proof.
Suspicion
I'm
is a dark
saying-
thing, Scotty, and you know that it's led to many, many an innocent person dying.
I mean, it has, Paul. But it's also suspicion has also led to many guilty people being convicted of terrible and heinous crimes that they've committed.
Are you accusing me of a crime, Scotty?
I'm not accusing you. Look, Paul. I've not said such a thing. I would never say such a thing. I'm just saying it's very interesting.
Am I being detained, officer?
Paul, I have no idea what you're talking about, man. I'm here to discuss facts, Paul. And the fact is that he's never taken over my spot or TJ's spot. It's just interesting.
Correlation must equal causation, right? It must be.
Well, no, that doesn't mean that, Paul. You know that. Now, Paul's trying. Oh, slippery Paul here. He's trying to be slippery like a little eel.
Yeah, using basic
Slippery and
principles of logic to defend himself against spurious accusation. What a slippery eel Paul's ego is. I mean,
Paul's a slippery eel trying to look, Paul. I know, like many things in life, you try to have it both ways. But Paul, there's at least two versions of every story. Paul, there's your story, and then there's our story, Paul. And the story we're presenting here today, Paul, is that it's interesting.
don't make me get my lawyer, Scotty, because I know.
Paul, don't you think? Well, Paul, well, first off, let's see. Are you denying here and now that Mickey is only taking over your spot on the show? Is that something you're denying, sir?
Do you deny?
Under advice of my counsel, the eminent Wendell Pendleskin Featherbottom,
Oh, I see.
who you have met on this show, he actually participated on this show one time. I have decided to invoke my Third and Fifth Amendment rights and will not answer.
What a disappointing turn of events. But I guess, I mean, look, Paul, you can hide from the truth. You can run from the truth. You can try to lie to these fine people in this audience here, Paul. But I think we all know at the end of the day, the only person that anyone's ever seen take over this, or that a mouse, might I say, has taken over your spot on this show.
Objection, Your Honor. He's badgering my client. Clearly.
I have not begun yet to badger this client.
Openly in this court, he is badgering this client, sir. And I thought this was the state of Georgia. I thought the peaches hanging on the trees was still sweet outside, sir. And here in the state of Georgia,
Looks like we got some rotten peaches here, sir. Some peaches are rotten on the ground, unpicked.
well, As any good Georgian worth their salt knows, sir, even a rotten peach can be made into a delicious preserve.
All I have to say is everything he just said. Well, I mean, pardon my language. That's a load of bull.
That's a load of goddamn stinking ass fucking bullshit.
You should be talking about a Georgia shit farm.
I ain't never seen or heard of such nonsense in all the fucking days of the year.
A truly compelling legal argument. I am masterfully undone. By the way, I feel I should put on the record that was sarcasm in case that my opponent doesn't get it. Go on. I'm sorry.
Indeed. Oh, go on. Yes. So do you deny, sir? Do you deny before? Oh, well, I guess you've already denied it. That's fine. But I would like the record to show on 37 occasions, Mr. Ego's cam and voice has been taken over by this mouse.
And by the way,
deny this in front of this court.
I do not, and I would further state that that is a matter.
You admit that we are correct, and you are in fact in lead with this mouse.
That matter is currently under investigation, and I would point out that Mr. Zigo suffers just as much as anyone else, and he has denied his voice during these incidents.
Allegedly.
Has no control.
So Mr. Ego, you were saying, is not capable of controlling.
Hey, Mr. Ego.
He is not capable of controlling his own microphone. He is not capable of controlling his own computer. Is that what you were saying, sir?
I am saying that he is the victim of an obvious intrusion, some sort of attack, obviously financed by the multi-billion-dollar Disney company.
Yeah, any step to mitigate these issues.
Any insinuation that my client is in league with said company is refuted by his very lifestyle. Have you seen the beanbag that he sits upon, sir? Have you seen the
Disney-made beanbag if there ever was one? Mr. Ego, have you ever traveled to a Disney theme park, sir?
My client will not be answering any questions today, as I have instructed him to assert his Third and Fifth Amendment right.
We all know you're guilty, Paul. We all know you're guilty.
We all know you done it, Paul. We all know what you did.
I would ask the court to direct both counsels to address me, not Paul. Paul is not answering any questions, as I have stated, and any further pressing or mentioning of him or addressing directly of him will be a violation.
Trump's talking, y'all. Our president's saying stuff.
Number of jobs in the last 3 months. It's the most jobs ever.
Yeah, most jobs ever, dude.
3-month period during a 3-month period.
Winning again.
Before we begin, I've just signed 2 bills that are great for our vets. Our vets are very special. We passed Choice.
Super special.
Veterans Choice and Veterans Accountability. And they've been trying to get that.
They get choice and accountability.
Decades and decades, and no president's ever been able to do it. And we got
except for me. I did it.
Now you have accountability that if you don't love your vets, if you're in the VA and you don't love the vets or take care of the vets, you can actually get fired if you don't do your job. We want people that love our vets. The first expands.
Basically, this is just a way of fucking like denuding.
So we have an expansion of benefits, an expansion of various elements of being and working with the VA for vets with blindness and.
This is him talking about some bills he did.
Blindness in both eyes.
He's supposed to be doing some kind of, he's supposed to be announcing some actual shit. This is just the fluff leading up to it.
Blindness in the VA, and we're doing something about it. They've been talking.
It says
about
Trump set to sign executive orders on coronavirus relief as stimulus talks stall on Capitol Hill.
Yeah,
so I don't.
Second is
he's opening with this dumb fluff shit that no one gives a fuck about.
A treatment court program for vets who need treatment rather than punishment.
I've got a terrific idea.
Yeah, that's fine. Great. Vets. Gotcha.
And
just cover everybody.
And it's really something that they've been trying to get done for a long time.
But then you did it. Great. Everyone tried to do it. No one could do it. Then I did it because I'm Trump. Blah, blah, blah.
Who need treatment rather than punishment for certain nonviolent crimes. Okay, I think it's self-explanatory.
All right, get to it. Let's let him get to it.
Get to it, Trump. Get to it.
And now we have it. And
awesome.
I want to thank everybody for helping us get that done. We have a lot of support from a lot of great people, including people in the VA.
Fantastic.
In the current negotiations, we have repeatedly stated our willingness to immediately sign legislation providing expanded unemployment benefits, protecting Americans from eviction, and providing additional relief payments to families. Democrats have refused these offers. They want to negotiate. What they really want is bailout money for states that are run by Democrat governors and mayors and that have been run very badly for many, many years and many decades, in fact. You know the states, everybody knows.
Yeah, what's interesting is that this is like about as red of a state as you get, Louisiana, and this state is
what the Democrats primarily want is bailout money. It has nothing to do with the China virus. It has nothing to do with anything that we've been talking about over the last period of time. They want to bail out states that have been badly managed by Democrats, badly run by Democrats for many years, and in fact, in all cases, many decades. And we're not willing to do that. Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer have chosen to hold this vital assistance hostage on behalf of very extreme partisan demands and the radical left Democrats, and we just can't do that. So hopefully we can do something with them at a later date, but we're going to be signing some bills in a little while that are going to be very important and will take care of pretty much this entire situation.
Well, it's Trump.
And as you have been covering it, and in some cases actually covering it accurately.
Wow. Trump is easy to just completely incompetent, has no understanding of how our government functions, despite being the head of it for years.
Working on so hard, namely the corona. You can call it so many different names. What a horrible thing China released upon the world.
The corona, whatever you call it.
Their bill, the HEROES Act, is spending completely unrelated money to the virus. Here are just a few of the policies in their extreme left bill. And again, this is a bill supported by Biden. And Biden is totally controlled now by the Bernie Sanders left wing of the party, and in fact, he's gone further.
If only that were true.
I wish. So they always this talking point. Every time I hate that they use it because every time I hear it, I'm just like, please. I wish
it's far further left than I've ever heard anything about Bernie Sanders. The massive taxpayer bailout of badly run blue states we talked about. That's one of the things they're looking to do. Measures designed to increase voter fraud. Banning voter ID. They want to ban voter ID. We should have voter ID in every state. Every state should have voter ID.
Dude, the Republicans are the kings of voter fraud. Move on.
Everybody has voter ID. Everybody has ID, except for voters. When you vote, you don't want ID. They don't want it. We have some states.
And in some cases, it costs over $1,000 to establish ID.
Yeah,
in a state.
But they act like it's as easy as just walking in and being like, give me my ID.
Walk in and they say,
I broke it down on my Twitter at one point, and it was something like in this state, it's about $900 to get an ID.
Yeah.
But Paul, it's free or low-cost IDs, remember?
Stimulus. Banning voter ID in every single
Still talking about voter ID. Trump is such a dork, dude.
Oh, dude, this is like a fucking total fluff piece here. I've done so much. Democrats don't want to do anything. I want to do everything.
He can never get to the fucking point. He's got to like go through this whole rigmarole of like, I'm good, my opponents are bad. He can't just fucking announce what he's here to fucking announce. You got to listen to this fucking like 20-minute fucking bunch of horse shit.
That's what they want. Fraud. They
right.
Want to try and steal this
and they want fraud. That's exactly. Yeah, that's what they want. Fraud.
Election. The bill also requires all states to do universal mail-in balloting, which nobody's prepared for, regardless of whether or not they have the infrastructure. They want
the post office. Like, what do you mean? The infrastructure to send ballots? I'm pretty sure we can deliver packages to pretty much everywhere in this country.
Yeah, well, not anymore, because remember, Trump is defunding the post office.
Oh, yeah, dude, he's a joke. I read this article today. It's like the post office got too many employees. It got too much shit, and it's not making enough money. I'm like, why should the post office even make money? Like, why do I even care if the post office makes money? I really don't. I just want it to serve people.
No, the post office it exists to deliver the fucking mail. That's the point was never to make money on it.
It's absurd. It's like this fucking.
And the post office used to make money until they were fucking saddled with all this. There was like a bunch of ridiculous regulations that were put on the post office that actually made it lose money.
No, TJ, that's not why. There's too much people and too many pensions, and you know what? It's a boondoggle.
That's not even the reason why, though.
Yes, it is.
All of these requirements, including no signature verification, they're trying to steal an election.
Trying to steal it
I
from
was
me.
in Ohio, I was in Texas, I was in Florida over the last 4 or 5 days, and if you would see the crowds along the highways and the roadways, people have said they've never seen anything like it.
People have said,
anything like it, and the press doesn't
people said
report
that.
it because they're fake news.
That's a total Fox
They
News
even want
fucking
to
thing
force
people do.
states to
People have
implement.
said.
People have said.
Yeah,
It's been
who
said.
it? People have said it.
People are saying.
Party operatives to deposit thousands and thousands of completed ballots at the post office without any verification of who filled them out, including a verification of signatures on the ballot. So you're not even going to have
Other
a
people point
verified
this out
signature.
about the whole mail-in thing. Like, can we trust the mail? It's like people can pay their taxes. People get paid through the mail. Like, people do all kinds of shit through the fucking mail. They get life-saving prescription medicine through the mail. But suddenly, if someone sends a ballot through the mail, it'll become compromised immediately.
Yeah, they act like that they're here's what Trump kind of tries to paint mail-in voting as, right? Here's how he sells it. So there's this big giant pile of ballots that are dropped in the center of every city. And anybody that's in that city can grab as many as they want and take them home, fill them out with whatever information they want, and mail them in, and they count. The actual truth is, in order to get one of these ballots, you have to apply for it, which means you have to have proof of residency. You have to provide your social security number, your place of residence, and proof of that residency, et cetera, to ensure that you're a fucking citizen and everything. And once you've completed that application form, a ballot is mailed to the address that you live at. You fill it out, you sign your name on it, and you mail it in. Now, what if you make copies of it? What if you make copies and then fill it out a bunch of times?
Yeah.
Well,
What about that?
the ballot that you're sent, at least the ballots that I was sent, are watermarked to prevent, being duplicated. And when those ballots show up and they don't add up with an actual person, they're discarded, and you're investigated for attempted voter fraud.
Trying to do. They want to put this, and this is a radical left policy, so they can go to Portland and try and rip the place apart that they've been doing for many years, and they've been doing for years and years. They also compel the mass release of inmates. What does this have to do with what we're talking about? This is Nancy Pelosi, crazy Nancy, and Chuck Schumer. They want to compel you to do this stuff, and this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, and it includes serious felons. They want to have these people released on a mass basis, including serious felons. That's page 1,689, page 1,762. Think of that. 1,762, and that's nowhere near the end of their bill. They have things in there that nobody has even had the time to look at or read. These people, I honestly don't believe they love our country. You want to know the truth. In addition to demanding these extreme partisan provisions, Democrats are actively blocking.
No, I do believe. I think Nancy Pelosi really loves this country. Why wouldn't she?
To help millions
I don't think she loves this country. I think she loves the money she gets to make.
Exactly. I think she loves the fucking lifestyle it affords her.
Well, that's why she loves it.
Well, I guess maybe in a roundabout way she does love it good.
Testing and vaccines, direct payments of $3,400 for a family of 4. Now remember, this is what the extreme part.
I love this idea that fucking that Nancy Pelosi is some extreme leftist, that all these Democrats are like these extreme leftists, when there's really fucking so little actual fucking difference between them and him.
There's a handful of leftists.
That's the smoke screen that's been up my whole life, is this false idea. But when you point this out, you're called a both sides equaler or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
they're not both sides. This is like this narrow little political spectrum that's allowed to exist within the current fucking paradigm.
Right.
And
it's always been this way.
Anything that's outside the paradigm is just like pushed so much to the fringe that it's like not even on the spectrum. So you're only allowed to look at this little tiny fraction of the spectrum and then choose left and right within that.
It's a fake fight. At the end of the day, the interests of Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Donald Trump align. They're absolutely the same. They're rich people that want to keep their riches. And so at the end of the day, no matter what social policy they push for, no matter what kind of partisan rancor they whip up, they're in the proverbial pub afterwards, clinking fucking drinks together.
It's like a business negotiation. We all know it. Yeah, you might have two different sides with two different aims, but they're still going to come to a deal at the end of the fucking day.
Two different aims are entirely comprised of wedge issues, social issues mostly, that are designed to pit people against one another so that they can keep pulling the scam. Abortion, prayer in schools, whether or not the justices are conservative or liberal even. These are wedge issues that are used against the populace to convince us that we're all enemies of one another, while the true enemies scurry out the back fucking door with big sacks of cash. And they're all the same people. Their names are Donald Trump, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer,
Joe Biden, Barack Obama,
Hillary,
et cetera.
Bill Clinton.
They fleeced the fucking public. Let's see if Trump's actually gotten to a point.
We're watching them very closely. We understand the disease, and we're watching them very closely, especially our senior citizens and our senior citizens' residences.
Well, I'm glad of that. Thank you for that.
On November 3rd, I plan to forgive these taxes and make permanent cuts to the payroll tax. I'm going to make them all permanent. Now, Joe Biden and the Democrats may not want that. They don't want that because they're adding $3 trillion in taxes.
Because it's a gift to people that are rich. The more employees you have, the bigger fucking tax break it is, you dipshit. That's why nobody wants it. It doesn't do anything for poor people. It's a giveaway.
It's going to trickle down, Paul. It's going to trickle right on down.
Paul, what are you talking about, Paul?
People who already own businesses, and the more people they employ, i.e., the more money they have, the bigger tax break it becomes. It's a giant Republican tax break for the 1% again, designed as relief for people.
People from eviction. Yet you've been hearing a lot about eviction, and the Democrats don't want to do anything having to do with protecting people from eviction. I said, let's do that separately. That could be a totally separate thing from passing along money so people can live.
How?
They even want to protect people from eviction. So,
okay, what are you going to do?
Get evicted. It's not their fault that this virus came into our country. It's China's fault and came into the world. By the way, a lot of the people, a lot of the states.
And we're going to make China pay for it.
So we're saber rattling openly with China now.
A lot of the states that we weren't.
I mean, not now, I guess. It's been happening for a while, but.
You look at some of the countries involved, some of the countries that were really standing.
All right, are you going to do something about it or what?
What are you going to do about the evictions that are happening right now?
We're dealing with them. We're dealing with a lot of countries. We're providing thousands and thousands of ventilators all over the world.
No. Buffoon. People are on the streets right now. What are you doing?
We're making a lot. And we have thousands in our stockpile, but we're making thousands a month.
All right.
And we're providing many of them, thousands and thousands to other countries that would never be able to.
What are you doing?
The Department of Housing and Urban Development will also provide financial assistance to struggling renters and homeowners and work with landlords and lenders to keep Americans safely in their homes. So we don't want people being evicted.
What does that mean? What are you doing exactly?
The act that I'm signing will solve that problem largely, hopefully.
Largely.
Okay, so we don't know yet.
All right, well, I guess we're going to have to wait till we can actually read the fucking bill because we're not going to fucking get it from this guy.
His bullshit is
or not even the bill, but the executive order.
We're not going to get it from this fucking ass clown. And I guarantee you, if it included anything that was actually going to help people, we would have heard about it right there. It would have been reduced to a soundbite and put on that paper that he could read. So it's just going to be a fluff, hey, please don't evict people right now, executive order that goes out. That includes one extra step that a landlord has to go through before he boots you on the fucking street. And it's going to do nothing to help the people that are already on the street.
Well,
did you guys see the thing about that's what happened? They did in New Orleans. They blocked the landlords from going in to file their eviction notices.
Wow, that's cool.
I saw a news story recently. There's an estimated 1 million people right now that are either without a place to stay, that had a place that lost it because of this coronavirus, or are currently out like about to lose their housing.
Yeah, so they need this now, is what you're saying.
I think it's actually more than 1 million people, but like imminently, there's like 1 million people that are about to be on the street.
You know what's crazy, dude? The housing market is still like it's like there's a housing crunch. They're building less houses. Housing prices are going up because so the real estate bubble can keep going up. Meanwhile, you have mass homelessness.
There's 30 million Americans worldwide that are in like 1 to 2 month danger of losing their homes. It's like that's the number that I've seen repeated a bunch of times. It's probably way more than that. It's probably more like 80 or 90 million people that are 1 or 2 months away from not being able to pay their mortgage. Now, when there might be certain things that are worked out with the bank, like certain mortgages, you can call the bank and get a hardship extension. And basically,
I know a lot of FHA ones and stuff. They had moratoriums on them. You know, right. I know certain lenders they've given people like a year and stuff like that, which is good. But I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of these renters, the problem too is even if they pause the evictions, a lot of these renters, when the rent comes due, eventually, like they're just going to be evicted then.
Right. So here's what it means for people that own like a landlord, right?
Sure.
What it means is that your property is going to sit there for a year and you have to eat it because all of that money gets added onto the loan of the property.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just forgiven. You don't go to your bank and they go like, oh, you're on hard times. You don't have to pay for a year. We're just going to take a year off.
Deferring it, basically.
You defer it for a fucking year. So, of course, that renter, during a time where he needs that, wants that place occupied and rent being paid so that he's not really deferring the cost. The renter is offsetting it. Sure. But we're at a time right now where the renter cannot pay the landlord. And so what it means ultimately is that the landlord, be they a guy that just owns one investment property or these giant conglomerate companies that own entire tracts of land in cities all over the country.
Yeah.
It means that they are eating for a year any profit that they would make on any of their properties.
Oh yeah. They're going to lose a lot of money.
So this is huge. This is going to cause a fucking...
It doesn't benefit either side.
Like you've never seen. There are going to be literally... I've already heard reports of people that live in relatively normal fucking neighborhoods sitting on the fucking corner in their neighborhoods with signs with their families and dog and shit and a couple suitcases going like, where do we go? Help. This is it, dude. It's collapsing from the fucking bottom up because this affects those fucking landlord people. Because they got bills and shit. A lot of these people own fucking 50 properties. You think they can afford to defer 50 properties for a year and have that big balloon payment come due?
The only like what we're gonna really see more than likely with this is a lot of these mom and pop landlords getting bought out by these big companies that can weather the storm. They have $20 billion in capital, so they can go, oh, coronavirus, what a thing. We'll have to take a couple years of losses. And then it's just going to be, and of course, what they're going to do is drive
But most people live in these like places where it's like I own a fucking apartment complex with 50 units.
If like, even that,
you know how so many people live in that.
Oh yeah, live in that. Oh yeah.
So it's like I'm one person. I own 50 units. Every vacant unit is me eating money, and it's a time where I can't even pay my own bills because my tenants aren't paying me, and I'm just eating that for a year, and I got this giant balloon payment that's looming over my head for the rest of my fucking business life. And that's assuming that a year is long enough to get this shit under control, which I don't think it is, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably looking at, I don't know if we'll ever truly have the coronavirus like under control. Well, maybe under control, but eradicated or something like that. That's very unlikely. But more than likely, what'll happen is it's like I've actually read an interesting theory that I think the common cold that people have now was probably a pandemic when it arose.
Of course.
So
It'll
like
be just something that becomes another flu that, eventually people are immune to. And we have like maybe a vaccine that you can take for it that, makes it less fucking severe when you get it.
They're looking at antibody treatments. They're seeing a lot of positive results with that. Like they'll like, it's just a matter of developing treatments, enough people getting it. It just honestly, it takes a lot. It takes time. I'm sure eventually it won't be a big deal like it is now. But by that time, let's say that number is 3 years, just arbitrarily 3 years. I mean, how many people, are going to lose their jobs, going to lose their homes, going to lose everything?
It's okay. Trump is cutting he's cutting the payroll tax, Scotty.
Oh, never mind, guys.
Did you see this, Paul? This is
from the sky.
I thought you might like this, Paul. Former Sanders campaign co-chair Nina Turner compares voting to Biden to eating bowl of shit.
Dude, Nina Turner was a person. Can I just say something? This is a hot take about Bernie Sanders.
Do it.
Nina Turner is a person that Bernie Sanders desperately tried to distance himself from while still benefiting from her firebrand nature. He should have had his arm around this woman from day fucking one and picked her as his running mate, probably.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
But failing that, at the very least, he should have been openly supportive of this woman because she always has the best fucking takes in his fucking campaign. Every time I read something that Nina Turner said, I'm like, yup.
Former Bernie Sanders campaign co-chair Nina Turner offered a not so appetizing analogy when asked about the presumptive Democratic nominee Joe Biden. Turner, who was a prominent surrogate for Senator Sanders during the 2020 Democratic primary, expressed her lack of excitement for the former VP to The Atlantic. It's like saying to somebody, you have a bowl of shit in front of you, and all you have to do is eat half of it instead of the whole thing. It's still shit. Turner described to the Atlantic press writer Peter Nichols.
This is the argument that I make to these like harm reductionist, lesser of two evil argument guys who act like it's me that's stymieing the fucking process and shit. And it's like fucking South Park did it back in like 2002. Big giant turd or a big giant douche? Who do you like best? You know what I mean? And like, it's that, like, I know people go like, look, there's this whole fucking argument where it's like, yeah, but that's emotional. Like the cold, icy calculus and the logic of this, TJ, is that Biden overall is a better selection than Trump. The big giant douche, TJ.
Yes.
It's not a turd. It's a nasty, used douche covered in the old gray pubes of the granny that used it, TJ. But it's not a turd, TJ. And that is the icy logic. You would rather put on some gloves and pick up the granny douche than scoop the turd in your hands, wouldn't you, TJ?
Yes. It's
Therefore,
weird.
you must vote for Biden. Therefore, continuing and perpetuating the very system that is raping the planet is the right and most calculus-based decision. Yes, it's the most logical decision. Yes, continue, perpetuate, vote, show up on election day, request your ballot, and check the box for one of your pre-approved candidates. D or R, those are your choices. Choose America.
No, Paul, there's a lot more choices than that.
This is crazy.
You can vote third party, too. Remember.
This is crazy right here because
you won't win, but you can vote.
Those of you may say, I hate the two-party paradigm. Well, you are welcome to vote for the Green Party or the Libertarian Party or even to write in any candidate that you want.
So Nina Turner and Cornel West and a few others are doing their own convention. They're just like announcing the formation of a new political party, I believe. But apparently that's not newsworthy, so it's not
doing it?
It's not on any of the news. Cornel West, Nina Turner, and a few other people. They're doing some kind of like.
Is Bernie Sanders on board with it? Because if he jumps on board with it, it becomes a semi-legitimate possible third place.
So here it is, right here.
I've already heard is going to be at the fucking DNC convention.
Of course he is. People's Convention 2020 on August 30th here.
Like you have Jimmy Dore, Nina Turner, Cornel West. I don't know who that dude
and some guy.
who the fuck
he's going to be there too. I don't know who he is. So sorry. Oh, here's the speakers. You go down to you'll see.
Okay. So a bunch of people I've never heard of, and Cornel West and Nina Turner and Jimmy Dore. And that doesn't even that doesn't even look like fucking Jimmy Dore. That's such a weird picture.
Dude, I don't know if I've told you guys, but I have forgiven Jimmy Dore.
Yeah.
I have finally let go of the rage that has made me have a seething hatred for Jimmy Dore. I exposed myself to some of his recent content, and he's actually out there truth telling. So I've forgiven, but not forgotten the spitting viper incident.
Oh, dude, let me tell you something. Like, we made fun of Jimmy Dore. I had these people who were like, "You guys hate Jimmy Dore." It's like, man, this is like, dude, this is like satirical. This is a fucking joke. They're like, "No, it's not." It's like, okay.
I will say this.
Well, maybe they're referring to you, but it's like, dude, I was watching Jimmy Dore's. I'll watch his shit occasionally. It's like I have no like I hate Jimmy Dore thing. That's why I was like surprised when people were trying to claim that like, oh, we all hate Jimmy Dore. It's like, no, I really don't have strong feelings about him one way or the other, to be honest with you. But like,
so whatever the agenda is for this is pretty vague at the moment, but.
Yeah, of course it is.
But it's a movement for a people's party, basically. So
I hate to be the pessimist here, but I'll be surprised if this goes anywhere. There's been numerous attempts at trying to create a new third party that just never fucking.
Hey, everybody, come to Awesome Fest.
Yeah,
no one shows up.
It never happens because it like honestly, it never happens because it's suppressed by the process.
Right.
It's outspent by the DNC and the RNC. It's outspent by the fucking powers that be, and the third party, to give the ending part of my diatribe from earlier, my little fake speech I was giving. Voting third party or write-in is basically the same thing as not voting. It's that these parties are not funded at the level that the DNC and RNC are. They can't. You probably don't even know the names of the other candidates that are going to be on the ballot, and there's a reason for that. They're intentionally suppressed by the national news media, and in a lot of cases, the indie news media. It's a throwaway vote.
I mean, I just went and tried to find a news story about the Cornel West and Nina Turner doing this People's Party thing, and like, there's literally not a single mainstream news write up about it.
Why would there be?
It's not even. They don't
because
even.
It challenges the paradigm that the mainstream news exists to tacitly support.
Yeah.
It's the mainstream media.
There's been rumors that AOC has been cut from speaking at the convention. Like, Joe Biden's been like, no, none of that. No AOCs, none of these people.
We got to go. Though. We're going to bully this guy, though. We've bullied Biden already. He's already moved left on a lot of policies, guys. Even though he hasn't attained power and gotten the chance to implement those policies yet, and those policies sound a whole lot like.
I mean, it's pretty easy to embrace a policy, while you're running, because
it's more than
as soon as you become elected, that's the proof is in the pudding, and anybody can say I support this or that or the other thing. The fact of the matter is he's not out there promising this shit, really.
One of these websites that just aggregates data, I can't remember which one it is, keeps a list of policy campaign promises and the keeping of those promises, and has like a medium one where if they like made progress towards it but it never happened, so it's pretty fucking accurate. Go look at the reliability of relying on a fucking campaign promise. You can find what I'm talking about. I don't know what it is. It's like PolitiFact or that may be a horrible fucking company, and I may be thinking of the wrong thing. It's something like that though. It's like maybe it's Political Truth Meter or something that fucking maintains this list. I've seen it somewhere.
PolitiFact has one tracking politicians' promises. They have an Obama one.
All right. Well, that's.
They have a Trump-o-meter.
Yeah, I've seen one that lists all presidents, like going back to at least Reagan or something.
Oh damn! So they're saying Trump's kept about 24% of his promises, compromised 20% of the time, 49% broken, stalled 5%, in the works 0%.
Right. So what do you want to bet that if Biden holds
how did Obama do, or is he not on it?
He's there. Obama, let's see.
How do you
Obama meter?
It feels to me like Obama kept none of his promises, but
they're saying 47%.
I don't buy it.
They're giving him the ACA.
Oh, okay.
Close the Guantanamo Bay Detention Center. That's a promise that he broke.
Of course.
I want to know which ones he kept.
Obama compromised on them. He did not actually restrict them, so that's in the middle. Secure the border, whatever. Not fuck. Secure the borders. I'm actually just trying to look for his. Yeah, I want to see broken promises. 125. Here, I'll share the screen with you guys.
I want to know which ones. I'm more interested in what promises Obama fucking actually kept. I want to know what they're giving him credit for.
Well, we can do both. This is the ones he broke. Broken promises.
Close Guantanamo. Create public contract and influence database. I don't even remember that.
Walk with picketers when collective bargaining rights are threatened.
Didn't do that.
Never march with the union.
Mandate standards for securing personal data. Double American exports over the next 5 years. Expand the Employment Non-Discrimination Act to include sexual orientation and gender identity. Invest $50 billion in auto manufacturing. Double federal bullshit. Work to renew the assault weapon ban. Reduce oil consumption by 35% by 2030. Overhaul the corporate tax code. End tax deductions for offshore companies. Create a veterans job corps. Lead the world in college graduates by 2020. Oh, are we not doing that yet?
And just
enact the Buffett rule, etc. Yeah, I want to know what promises this motherfucker actually kept.
I actually kept a lot of promises.
Show me this 255 promises that Obama made to me that he kept. I want to know. Support improved weather prediction program.
Yeah, he kept that promise. Yeah,
Obama.
He supported improved weather prediction. Guys, any criticism you guys have ever had of Obama, I'm now willing to hear your retractions.
Phase out incandescent light bulbs.
An actually good thing he did. Yes,
extend production tax credit to encourage renewable energy. Okay. Create a specialized military advisors corp. Make permanent the research and development tax credit. Require more disclosure and waiting period for earmarks.
Well, here, look at this. Earmarks. And it says they're officially gone, but we've still seen in the most recent bill, Trump was trying to put in earmarks for the FBI, for the military, for all these programs. So maybe they changed the terminology.
Earmarks were just one path for Congress and the House to add pork to a bill.
I'm seeing like a lot of vague shit here, like develop a comprehensive cybersecurity and response strategy.
Yeah, help the victims of Superstorm Sandy rebuild their lives. Wow. What the fuck does that mean? Was Obama there with a shovel and a hammer? Or like,
we should go ask some Sandy victims how taken care of they felt by the government and how much the government helped them, and see.
Look at this. Work with UN on climate change. Just work with them. You know what I mean?
He did it. He worked with them.
I worked with them. Safeguard the right to privacy. How the fuck did he? What? Huh? Wait, they did the whole NSA spy programs and shit happened under him.
We'll strengthen privacy protections for the digital age and will harness the power of technology to hold government and business accountable for violations of person. What?
Huh?
No way. No fucking PolitiFact. What are you talking about? Obama safeguarded the right to privacy.
Oof.
Go read. Oh my fucking
Oof,
God.
Man.
Oh my God.
So like, I guess that whole warrantless wiretapping scandal that I remember happening just didn't even happen. Is that what's going on?
That didn't happen, dude.
And corporations no longer, sell our private data or anything either. He really kept that promise in my book, man.
Oh my God, dude. Okay.
Well, the people love a long grease trap, and this has been a long.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, it's probably time to wrap it up.
If you guys believe Obama safeguarded your right to privacy, go read "Permanent Record" by Edward Snowden, and then you'll be disavowed of this notion and that this website is not worth shit.
All right.
Fuck that site.
Paul says, "Fuck this grease trap." Me and Scotty would have kept it going.
Yeah,
all night long for you.
I say to the people that Paul
just
no, Paul. In deference to you, we know you're suffering, Paul. You're suffering having to hear these things. So we're just gonna end it.
It's time to end it. This grease trap's longer than some shows, for fuck's sake. The end.
Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried.